I love this part! On behalf of, like, every other carat, I apologize, because we have been fucking sleeping on China Line. Hey guys, I am the producer.
I'm Dena.
And welcome to Form of Therapy, and welcome to yet another listening party. The last listening party was very well received. That was for the Going 17 album. That was an amazing album. That's what got Dena to be 17 trash.
Yes.
Before, she didn't understand the hype. You know, she just didn't get it. And then she heard the Going 17 album. What's your favorite song from the Going 17 album?
I don't know.
Yeah, Dena and I both agree. It is I Don't Know. It is the best song on the album. That whole album in general is very, very good. Now, this time around, this album has 6 songs. So is that less or more than Going 17? Less? It's definitely less, you're right. Because there was like 7 or 9 songs on Going 17. We just reacted to Don't Wanna Cry. And with the Going 17 album, because there were so many songs, I skipped listening to Boom Boom. But Don't Wanna Cry is so good. And there are so few songs in this actual track list, I thought I might as well just do it. So we're going to be starting with Don't Wanna Cry. Alright, so just to preface, we have listened to the song through the music video, but for the rest of this album, we have not heard anything. I have not heard anything. Alright, so let's get started.
I'm ready.
Are any of us ever ready? Onu's voice is so nice. I'm not even a Mingyu stan, but even Mingyu's voice is so nice.
Okay, see, I'm not that deep into them yet because I can't tell their voice.
Well, see, I couldn't tell either. If I didn't know, if I didn't see the music video, I wouldn't know that was Vernon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is definitely Hoshi. Hoshi's got a very unique voice. I can perfectly visualize the music video right now.
Really?
Yeah. I've also seen it way more than you.
True.
I've watched it a lot in the past few hours. Okay.
This is your fave.
This is Chong'an.
Yeah, okay.
Chong'an has a very unique voice. So that had to be S-Coops, because it was S-Coops in the music video.
Okay.
See, that didn't sound like S-Coops, right?
Yeah.
Alright, my favorite part is coming up. I love that part. It's so passionate. Alright, my favorite part.
So they kneel?
Yeah. Chong'an's falsetto. This is so different for a K-pop song. It's so unconventional. I mean, we talked about it before. It's a very unconventional choice for a title track in a K-pop song.
Yes.
Like, Highlight was a very unconventional K-pop song in general, but that wasn't a title track, right? It's like if I said, hey, what if Boom Boom wasn't the title track and it was Highlight? You know, I'd be like, how the fuck would you ever promote Highlight, right?
Really?
Like, Highlight, it's got, like, almost no singing compared to any of their other songs.
That's true.
You know, it's like such a not K-pop song, you know? Don't Wanna Cry, I feel like it's the same thing. It's definitely got a lot more singing than Highlight. Highlight was them sort of dabbling into EDM. And then this is them going full force with it. I do want to say, I think like an hour after the music video finally came out, someone was accusing them of plagiarizing Chainsmokers. You don't listen to American music.
No.
So I doubt you know the song I'm talking about. So 17 was accused of plagiarizing a song called Something Like This. First of all, I'm very offended that they would accuse them of plagiarizing Chainsmokers. Not because of the plagiarism, but because of Chainsmokers. It's so offensive. Like, you would think that, 17 plagiarized from someone, who makes good music.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was a big Chainsmokers fan, and I just hate that they really sold out. It really aggravates me. Anyways, but enough burning Chainsmokers. The reason it sounds so similar is because EDM, let's face it, is very generic. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm talking about how the new millennial generation defines EDM. EDM means electronic dance music. That could mean a whole plethora of things, but I think in the past couple years, the term EDM has transformed into a particular sound as opposed to a genre. And it's that sound, you know?
Right.
This kind of like chill, kind of kind of sound, you know?
Okay.
But it's not hard. It's not like crazy, dancey. even though it's supposed to be electronic dance music. And I feel like that's what people call EDM now. And even if you played other EDM, like something really hype or something really dark, people will be like, oh, that's electro or that's electronica and like whatever. But so we're talking about EDM then, the new definition of EDM. I think all EDM songs sound like this. And I think why you would think that it sounds like Chainsmokers, I do admit they sound similar because they have basic chord progression, but Chainsmokers makes basic music. Really annoying. There was this video on the internet that's really funny. It's called How Chainsmokers Make a Song. And it's this college kid that perfectly imitates how the Chainsmokers would make a song. And it's even funnier because he makes a song that sounds exactly like a song that Chainsmokers would make, which is why it was so funny. I just feel like these accusations are completely baseless. Because they're saying that they plagiarized Chainsmokers, but that Chainsmokers song came out in February. This is May. They came to film in California at the beginning of April, which means they needed to have had their choreography. They need practice time, so the choreography had to be done around mid-March. So they have time to practice from mid-March to the beginning of April. That means for the choreography to be done by mid-March, that means the song had to be done by the beginning of March. Chainsmokers, something like this, came out February 22nd? Like end of February, something like that. It came out in February. So you're telling me, look, Woozy's a genius, alright? But you're telling me Woozy heard a song February 22nd. I'd like to point out, February has less days in the month than any other month of the year. He heard a song for about a week, and then a week later, he produced a full-length track for Hoshi to design the choreography for and have it ready in time for them to film in California. Your accusations are baseless. That's the T right there. And I'd also like to point out, it's just proof that they're not copying Chainsmokers because they've clearly been trying to dabble in EDM because of Highlight. I feel like Highlight is very much evidence that they have been experimenting with EDM for a long time. Like actual 17 fans know, they finish their songs way ahead of time. And actually at 17 concerts, they'll play songs that won't be on another album until like 2 albums later.
What?
Yeah. Like 17 is crazy like that. 17 has a stockpile of songs. Like they're ready to go. You know? That's why they have comeback after comeback like nothing. That's why they don't really take breaks. They're filled with songs. Those people who are accusing 17 of plagiarizing Chainsmokers, just saying something like this, it's got terrible musical production. I like Chris Martin from Coldplay, but his voice does not fit that, so it's got terrible singing, and it's just got terrible everything. Alright? And 17 does everything better. They make it unique. So yeah, so, you know, just saying, compared to the shitty Coldplay Chainsmokers song, you know, it's got better singing, it's got better music production, and it's got a Chunghan solo, so that's all that matters. So, anyways, next song. Alright, so next up is 이뻐릇 by 17. That can be translated many different ways. I don't know what they're exactly going for. Just looked on YouTube. Someone titled it as abuse. It could be abuse. It could be, is it root? I can't fucking, okay, the Korean Hangul is too tiny. But basically it's 이뻐릇 or 이뻐릇. We're going to find out what this sounds like. So this is the vocal unit song, okay? Interesting, a guitar open.
Is this gonna be my favorite song from the album?
I knew Chunghan would be next. I don't know why.
Wow. Oh.
What is this song? The instrumental is like all over the place. It's messy in like the best way possible.
My money! There goes
It's
my
not
money.
slow like Please Don't Be Sad. It's not upbeat by like 20. But it's like an emotional upbeatness, you know? It's powerful. Dude, that harmonizing though. I don't
Who is that?
understand this song. This has got to be Woozy. If it sounds like it's Woozy.
That part, like, oh my gosh.
So beautiful.
Whoa.
I'm so proud of my baby. He's improved so much as a singer. After Don't Wanna Cry and this, I think it's gonna be a very emotional album. Okay, this sounds weird, but I can imagine them singing this with like a choir. Is that just me?
Kinda.
Like
Yeah,
during the
kinda.
second chorus, I can imagine like the stadium.
And they're
like,
robes.
Yeah, and then they're in like robes, and then there's like people from like church coming in, and like Joshua's church members come out, and then they all do the chorus together. I swear to God, this sounds like the kind of music I would listen to in church when I went to like church when I was like 15.
Like upbeat Hillsong.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Hillsongs type music. I wouldn't be surprised if Joshua wrote this song.
Praise and worship song. Wow.
That guitar, it's just so light and so faint, but it's almost the faintness that makes it so interesting. Very strong, very powerful, slow, but like it's almost like, this is a weird way to describe it, but it's like watching like crashing waves in the ocean, but in slow motion. That's a very weird way to describe it, I realize.
Sure.
But it's like I feel like ocean waves crashing is very powerful, but like if you see it in slow motion, I feel like that's sort of the vibe of this song. Seungkwan and DK, as ever, you know, singing like someone's got a gun to their head. I feel like Woozi got a lot more too. I feel like I don't Chong'an doesn't get that much, and I feel like Woozi probably gets more than Chong'an. But Woozi compared to DK and Seungkwan, he gets way less. Woozi's always been like a weird gray area, and so it's nice to see him get more. I'm really impressed hearing Joshua and Chong'an's voice. I remember as a sad little 17 trash back in the day, listening to the first album. I personally like Chong'an singing. I think he has a very weird, unique voice. I don't know how to describe it. But him and Joshua, it was very apparent that they were not as strong, vocally trained singers compared to Seungkwan and DK. And Joshua, I feel like, immediately they just started giving him more lines. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they saw the fan response to Joshua. And I saw Joshua like work his ass off because each album his voice got better and better. And last album, and Please Don't Be Sad, that's when I was like, oh shit. Joshua's like, he's good now. He can hold his own. But Chong'an, I felt like, I'm sure Chong'an was improving, but I felt like they didn't give him anything to play with. They always made him sing the same range. This album with Don't Wanna Cry, 이뻐를, he's like singing falsettos and high notes, and like, oh my god, I'm so proud of them for improving so much.
Okay, I can just predict right now that's gonna be my favorite song.
Wow.
Wow,
that's the second song in a 6-track album. That's very ballsy.
I feel like that's gonna be my favorite song.
Alright, let's prove her wrong. Alright, so next up is If I. If I is the hip-hop unit song.
No. I'm not ready.
So based on the title, If I, and based on what we've heard from this album so far, and the aesthetic, I think it's going to be a sad hip-hop unit song.
Yes. That's my favorite type of music.
Oh,
sad hip-hop.
Sad hip-hop, baby. Chill hop.
Yes.
That's not sad hip-hop.
Yeah.
It's like a mix of both.
It's still chill and mellow.
There's something chill and mellow and sad about it. But then that happens!
What's the drum?
I'm saying the trend with all the 17 songs where I don't know what genre they're going for.
Yeah. What?
This is like a mix of Don't Wanna Cry and hip hop and like a marching band. Right?
Yeah.
It's got this kind of like epic hip hop feel, but it's got a very like EDM feel.
Yes. Yes.
I think I'm starting to get more into the song now that I know what to expect.
Good.
I love Vernon's rapping. Alright, I'm digging this. I actually like this. I like this loop in the chorus. It's providing this weird mood for this song, but I don't know what that mood is. It's sad in its own way.
Yeah. This part though. I don't even know what to say. Like it's so.
I'm so taken aback. What is this ending?
I love that part. Oh my god. Like, it was hip-hop, but it wasn't hip-hop, but it was like EDM, but it wasn't EDM.
17 is really experimenting with this album, but I'm sort of getting a feel for what If I Was. If Don't Wanna Cry is like an emotional EDM song, like almost like a sad type one, and 이뻐릇 was like a sad, sort of like powerful driving type song. I think this is an emotional song because this felt emotional in its own unique way. It feels like an angry type of sad, you know? Not angry, but a lot more angrier than the others. You get what I mean?
Right.
Like if you're singing about an ex, but like, you know how when songs they sing about an ex, it's usually because they miss them or something, right?
But this is like you're bitter.
Right, you're bitter.
Yeah.
That's what it's not angry. It sounds like a bitter love song.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. I like it now. I like it. Now that I've identified, like, see, that's what's bothering me. Like, I don't like not knowing things. That's my biggest pet peeve in the world. And I just couldn't place what exactly this fucking song was. But now I get it. This is like a bitter love song. And I love that. It's very different.
Wow. It was like all over the place, though. But in a good way.
Yeah.
It was unpredictable.
This entire album's all over the place.
Yes.
Yes. It was very unpredictable.
Yes.
We made the worst prediction for the song going in. So next up is Swimming Fool by Performance Team. I hope Performance Team gets a good song. Highlight was a very good song, but Performance Team, I feel like, notoriously does not get great songs. Highlight was like a rare first, in my opinion. So I hope they keep up the trend with Swimming Fool. Now, with the title like Swimming Fool, I could be wrong again, but this sounds emotional and sad. But this is a performance unit song.
True.
So it's probably got mixes of maybe EDM, more EDM, because that might be a trend here, or I don't know, or it might be more poppy. We'll see.
Swimming Fool.
Swimming Fool. First of all,
what does that
it's
mean?
fucking clever because it's supposed to be like swimming pool, but you're a swimming fool. So like you're like in a pool and you're just like. I feel like a swimming fool is like someone who can't get out and they're kind of just like swimming in circles, something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. Whatever.
Sure.
I still think the title is clever, okay? Well, that is not as sad as I thought it would be.
It's not sad at all. Oh my god. It's gonna be a drop.
Ooh.
It's like Hollister music.
This is like house music. Like,
Yeah.
This is like Hollister music. That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah. I would hear this at Forever 21 or Hollister.
Like, it's not a club song, definitely.
Yeah.
This reminds me of something as well. It's very chic. It's very Vogue,
Yes,
right?
Yeah. This is runway music too.
This is runway music. Yeah, I want that Seoul Fashion Week. This is a weird way to describe it. If I was watching a Target commercial, there's a bunch of ethnically diverse people dancing randomly on the white and red background of the Target commercial. They would use this drop. Oh my god, it's so funky.
Yeah.
Like, it's such like a... It almost feels almost British.
What?
British funk, like... I mean, you probably don't listen to it. It's almost like, sounds like Kylie Minogue. Dena. I love this.
Really?
I love it.
Is it your favorite?
I don't know. I'm not like you. I don't make judgments 2 songs in.
Oh, I'm a swimming pool.
Hey, why does it make sense when they say it? When I said it was clever, you were like, what does that mean? That's it? Oh, I was ready to go forever. Thrown off by the name once again. Thought it would be a sad song. Maybe I thought it'd be mid-tempo at best. It is perhaps their most hype song. It's not a hype song, but of the songs, pretty tied with Don't Wanna Cry for being a hype song.
Yes.
Now, what I appreciate about this, the performance unit, has only gotten songs where it felt like the songs were created to be danced to.
Right.
You know? Jam Jam was definitely that was like not even a song. It felt like just like background music you turn on to dance to. Highlight, great song, and it was great step up, but at the end of the day, it still didn't feel like a legitimate song. It was a song, but it was catered towards dancing. I was just waiting for a song for them, like just a genuine song for them. And I see room for dancing here, but overall, I think this is a bona fide song. As a whole piece, this is a song. Like, I could listen to this without having to think about dancing or whatever. I love this.
It was good. It's very, like, music I could go shopping to.
Right, it's very funky.
Yes.
It's got attitude.
Yes.
It's like that. Kind of reminds me of slightly, I was going to say View by Shiny.
Oh, a little bit.
Right? But not completely. Maybe the chorus. It's got sort of that kind of vibe. It's not the same exact song, but it's got that kind of vibe. Alright, next up we have My Eye. This is a duet between Jun and the 8, the China Line members. So obviously, the big running joke in 17 is that the China Line gets like no line distribution in the title tracks. Don't Want to Cry. I don't know at what point they sang. So I think they were sort of gifted their own song. It's like the opening to GOT7's Never Ever.
Yeah.
Oh, Minga's voice is a very interesting contrast to Junyi's. Like, he's singing it a lot, like, older? Does that make sense? Deeper? It's funny you say that, because I was about to say, this might be my favorite song on the album.
Really?
10 out of 10! I'm in!
Wow, I love that part.
It's so weird, but in the best way.
It's weird because I'm like thinking about GOT7, but then I'm thinking about Card, and then I'm like...
It's the best fusion possible. You're right, these are very Card vibes. Their harmonizing is really good. Is this what China Line has been capable of? And you have been depriving me, Plenus?
Wow.
I love this part! I feel like this part should be dumb. I feel like it's so close to being dumb.
Dumb?
Yeah, like dumb. Like, it should sound silly. It should sound silly, but it's like that perfect line of... It's not. It's amazing.
Wow. It gets me like every time.
It's so good!
Wow.
Everyone has been sleeping on China Line.
I'm shook.
Unless, you know, you were a Jun or Minghao stan. On behalf of, like, every other carat, I apologize. Because we have been fucking sleeping on China Line. But it ain't our fucking fault. Because players don't give no fucking lines. With the previous album with Highlight, I was creeping on Jun. Like, Jun had some really good lines in Highlight. Especially during the breakdown. I thought, like, wow, Jun's got a really great voice. I felt like Jun should be getting more lines. Like, his Korean's improved a lot. I wasn't sure about Minghao, because Minghao, I feel like he gets the brunt of, I don't want to say abuse, but the lack of line distribution. And I think it's because just Minghao's accent is a lot more thicker. But I feel like it plays into here. It works to their advantage here. And this is such a good song. I don't know who wrote this. Maybe Uzi wrote it, maybe someone else did, but this is a really good song. This is a really good song. And you put it best. This has very, like, Card vibes.
Yes.
This has very Card vibes. This is, if you guys would say, like, this is a mix of, like, if you mixed up Rumor and Don't Recall. Wow.
That chorus, though.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah,
hook.
yeah,
Ah!
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Very good. My second favorite.
Ooh.
Like, it was that good.
It might be my favorite. We have one more song to listen to. But My Eye might be my favorite. First of all, it's very rare for me where like the title track is like I'm like that's the one. That's the song on this album that I'm like this is the one. But I felt like Don't Wanna Cry was that song for me. Because I watched Don't Wanna Cry and I was like this is the one. This is the one. This is the music video to rule all music videos. Listening through this album, every song has been good, but none of them has made me feel the way I felt when I watched and listened to Don't Wanna Cry. Until My Eye. So My Eye might be that, but we'll see. With one more song.
Last song, best song.
This is Crazy in Love by 17, but you know that.
Don't know where this is going.
Alright, funky bass line. So this is not a sad emotional album. 정아! This also sounds really American. I think this entire album sounds American.
I'm getting like Joe Jonas and Maroon 5 vibes.
Yes! That's exactly what I was looking for. This is totally Maroon 5 vibes. It's like Maroon 5 back when they were good.
They're still good.
You haven't heard the latest song, have you? It's the Chainsmokers of all pop songs.
What is it called?
It's called Don't Wanna Know. Exactly. You don't need to know. This is like on par with like Swimming Pool
Yeah.
in terms of vibe. I could see like this playing at like Hollister, you know? No, not Hollister. Hollister's too dark. I could see this playing at Forever 21. Oh, we were screaming in the background. That's it?
Wow.
I kind of needed more. I kind of didn't want that song to stop. Wow, okay, so.
Wow.
That song got me pumped.
Uh-huh.
Like, I haven't slept in I don't know how many hours. And I felt like death coming to the studio. But girl, that song, like, it got me in the mood. It was fashion forward. It felt like a Lady Gaga.
Fashion forward, yes.
It felt like a Lady Gaga chic Maroon 5 type song. And that's so weird to say. Like, okay, like here's the thing. I feel like Koreans, and this is what I wanted to say about this entire album now. I feel like Koreans adapt stuff from American stuff. But it's still inherently K-pop and Korean, you know? They adapt stuff. They take little bits of stuff, you know? They take black bean noodles from China, and then they make it better, as in jjajangmyeon. They take ramen from Japan, and they make it better. People are going to argue about that one. But that's Korean style, right? They take the elements of dancing from America, and then they innovate it themselves. This feels like an American album, straight up, with a K-pop twist. But it feels more American than it feels K-pop. Right? And I didn't think that was possible. It feels K-pop. People always ask the question, who do you think could debut in the U.S.? You know? A lot of people used to say Big Bang, and I was like, no way. Big Bang could never debut in the U.S. They're still also too K-pop. Like, they make better music in K-pop, but it's still something about it is still too inherently K-pop. I felt like Big Bang is more of an international group, you know? They're not limited by, like, an American scope. But this album, like, I would not have said 17 before now. But this album sort of changes my perspective on things. I think if 17 continued making music like this, which I doubt they would, they could possibly enter the American market. Like, if at least other groups pick up on whatever they did to majigger, like, the composition of the musical engineering in this album, other groups could possibly debut in the U.S., you know? Like, I think the only other group that could possibly make it in the U.S. right now is, like, BTS. I think BTS makes very, like...
Really?
Yeah, like country neutral.
Country?
Like, no, like country neutral music.
Oh, okay. I was
like, theirs is K-pop, but theirs is not K-pop, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
BTS?
Yeah.
I think it's still K-pop.
Like, it's still K-pop, but out of all the acts in K-pop, I think they have the least K-pop type sound.
Sure.
And I thought BTS, obviously, with them being invited to the Billboard Awards, like Billboard is like in love with them. Billboard has been like sucking BTS's dick for like years. And I thought BTS was honestly the group that might be able to do that. But like this does something that I feel like no K-pop group has ever done. They made a legitimately American album. Like Korean artists have tried to debut in the U.S. and I always said it always failed because they never made anything different. Seven tried to debut in the U.S. with the worst song in the world. BoA tried to debut in the U.S. Wonder Girls, SNSD, they all, with their debut American songs, they all tried to make it American. They tried to cater towards the American market. Yeah. And I knew it was never going to work because to the American audience, they see it as, what's so different about you? Your music sounds exactly like ours, except your pronunciation is just not as good. So why should we care about you? You know? And so I always said, you should keep your K-pop style if you want to debut in the U.S. and just hope that it's a hit, like Gangnam Style or whatever, right? But now, I think it's actually possible to cater to American audiences and make K-pop music. That's what I'm saying with this album. 17 has changed the landscape of what I thought was possible in K-pop music. That's huge. Like, I think they've done something no one else has ever done before. They've made American K-pop music. They did what Chad Future could not do. Dina, what was your favorite song?
I think it's still the second one.
Second one?
Yeah.
이뻐듯?
Yes.
I gotta go with My Eye. Fucking
Really?
Junie and Minghao.
My Eye's my second one.
Oh.
So good.
That was some dope shit. That was so good. It's gotta be for me it's gotta be My Eye and Don't Wanna Cry. Top two. Don't Wanna Cry. Ooh. Perfecto.
Which album should I buy? I still need to buy Going 17.
How about all of them?
No, I have no money. Which one should I buy?
Do any of us have money?
Like, okay, Going 17, I liked, like, every single song was solid, right?
Yeah.
So it was a solid album, like, honestly, a really good album.
Mm-hmm.
This one, also very good.
This is a very solid album. I have expectations for 17, and I expect them to be good. But that's the thing about 17. They're always good, but it's always different. They don't, like, exceed your expectations. They just give you something you never even expected.
Yeah.
You know? It's like, alright, I'm hyped for this kind of album. And it's like, it's not that, like, they do better than what you expected. They're like, no, we're not going this way, we're going this way. And you're like, what? People are probably going to ask, so I'm going to rank it right now. My Eye is number one for me. Don't Wanna Cry. Swimming Pool. If I. Crazy in Love. And 이뻐듯. 이뻐듯's last for me. 이뻐듯's last for me. 이뻐듯's last for me. I think 이뻐듯, production-wise, it's the messiest. Not in a bad way, but it's too much for me. The messiness is too much for me. And this album is already messy as it is. I can only take so much mess in my life. But 이뻐듯's good. I'm not saying, like, I hate it.
The second one?
이뻐듯.
My Eye. Swimming Pool. Don't Wanna Cry. And then Crazy in Love.
And then If I is last?
Oh, wait. Yeah.
If I's last?
Yeah.
Interesting. Completely different taste. Alright, so, guys, that was our reaction to the 17 Alone album. Let us know what you thought of the album. What's your favorite song?
Yes.
What is your favorite song? What's your second favorite song? I feel like people always ask, what's your favorite song on the album? I feel like usually your favorite song and your second favorite song, they're pretty close. You know what I mean? So, let's be fair. What are your top two favorite songs on the album? Let us know in the comments below, and maybe we'll be back with another listening party. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Wow.
Why is it not on iTunes yet?
I blame you for getting me into 17.
You're welcome, Tina.
Holy shit.
You're welcome, Tina.
Oh my god.
I think I understand how parents feel. Like, I look at you and I'm like, you're my proudest achievement. You're my proudest achievement. I just want to like pat her head. I'm like, oh, she's so precious. Remember when she was so young and naive and didn't know that 17 was amazing?
Like, rarely do I like an entire album.
Right.
And I like both albums.
Right.
Girl. Wow.
Girl, I told you.
Stan talent.
Girl. Stan talent.